Alright guys, I got a 10mm socket, quarter-inch drive, and I got a nice wobble extension, 6-inch wobble extension, quarter-inch drive also. This is cool for those back bolts on the valve cover. Now, as I told you before, if you see a bolt right here, right across, there's going to be another one. Alright, so we're going to start from back here to this bolt right here. We're going to bring this down just till it gets kind of snug. Then we're going to go back over here to this one, because we're going to make sure we bring that valve cover down pretty evenly. Alright, bring that one down a little bit, then go back over here to this one. Bring it down till it stops, and a little bit more. Go back over to this one, bring it down till it stops, and a little bit more. Now, I should have told you this before. Let's take out one of these bolts. This bolt has a shaft on it. When you tighten this down, the end of that shaft will stop right at the valve, right at the head. So you can't go no more. And if you go anymore, you're going to break them threads right off into that cylinder head. So, let me see. Let's go this one right here. So, what you want to do, bring it down. Stops. A little bit more. That's all you got to do, guys. And as you can see, I'm starting from the center and then work my way out. Alright, let's get all them tightened up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are looking good, man. This thing is coming together great. You know what, while we're here, let's... I know this thing goes over here somewhere. Maybe it goes, sticks in right here. This little, or is that? Yeah, sticks in right there. That's for that. Let's put this PCV hose on. Let's get our pliers. Bring the clamp in. Hate those clamps. Alright, now guys, we're going to be putting our exhaust manifold on. Now, if you're in this position right now, get this out of the way. It might be kind of difficult to pick this up and put it up there. That's because you got the jack under the engine. So at this point, you want to lower your engine down some. Okay. Take your new gasket. Slide it over to the studs. And you can mess up. You can put this the other way, but you notice the bolt hole down here. It won't go on. It might go on. I don't know. If y'all get that on, man. I don't know what's wrong with you. Alright. Alright, now, take our exhaust manifold. Pick it up. Put it on. And yep. Buddy, this looking good. Alright. Then, how many we got here? The five nuts. I think they're 14 millimeters. You want to put them on by couple threads so we don't cross thread them, and let's get ready to tighten them up. I'll be right back. Alright guys, we got those started. Next thing you want to do is take your 14mm deep 3/8 drive and a 4-inch 3/8 drive extension. You want to start off with your center bolt. You want to start with the center ones and work your way out. So what you want to do here, guys, do not reuse your old gasket. Do not. You will mess up that catalytic converter. Trust me. Alright. If you go the right way, you'll be okay then.
I hear that.
Yeah.
You may have done that.
Yeah, that's what you have, haven't you? Alright, so we're going to go. Keep on going until it stops. And right now this ain't stopped yet. You can actually hear that gasket squeaking together, squeezing together. Go till it stops and a little bit more. Alright? Do those two next. And then the last but not least, the two on the outsides. Alright, let's get that done. We'll be right back. Alright guys, perfect. Everything is tightened up. Next thing we're going to do, you got your 5 10mm bolts that you left in the exhaust manifold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down below right here is number 5. So now you want to take those out. Instead of having a bucket of bolts somewhere, like you lost your mind. Alright, now that we got that, we're going to take our exhaust manifold cover. It's a heat shield actually. We're going to lower this down onto it. This harness right over here, just move that out to the side. That's going to your O2 sensor. So let's get this on. And once you get it up, this is starting to look out real good. Let's get our bolts back in there just by a couple threads, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we got a 10mm shallow socket, 1/4 inch drive, my 1/4 inch drive ratchet. And guys, these bolts ain't really tight. The only thing it does is holding on the shield. So you want to go to the stops and a little bit more. That's it, guys. One more, because some of you are hard-headed. Alright, go to the...
Well, what's the torque on it? Can you torque it?
See, we're going to get you guys in trouble. Don't listen to her. Let's go to the stops and a little bit more. Alright, let's get the other 3 done. And the other 3, again, 1, 2, and then 1 right down here.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so let's get those tightened up, and we'll be right back. Alright. Perfect. Alright, guys, now, let's go down here, our O2 sensor. Upstream O2 sensor is right here. Let's click our harness up. It goes into this clip right here. I mean, if you want, what you can do is plug it up first.
Plug it up to what?
That connector right there, that was right there. Come on, you know better than that. Alright, this is, and then just put that into place. Now, next on the party line is the alternator bracket that goes right here. But we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is go over here, because we got a bunch of stuff over here that's unhooked and all. Let's get all this stuff together. Alright? Alright guys, here we go. Looks like a bunch of mess. Yes it is. Alright, now first of all, remember those 4 bolts we put inside the cylinder head? You got the 2 long ones on this side and 2 short ones on this side. Can you see that, Sippy?
Yes.
Alright, first of all, let's take those out, because now it's time to bolt up what goes there. Okay, first of all, you got this one bracket right here that goes up here, and it's got a little clip on it, and this clip, the fuel line will hook into there, but we're not worried about the fuel line yet. What we're gonna do is just get this up into place. Let's get this one out of the way too. You gotta do both of these at the same time, it looks like. Get that one up in here. Matter of fact, guys, let's get this one first. This bracket right here. Let's get our 2 long bolts. Okay, got one right here.
When you start to do stuff like this, I mean, this stuff you're doing right now, that just shows how much you like this work. Because I would have been like, forget this.
Leave it all hanging.
Yep.
Believe me, I think majority of mechanics would say, yeah, hook these hoses up and keep going.
Because it's a job, not because they like it.
That's it. Alright, we got those started, so that bracket's started. Now, the 2 short bolts, let's get this bracket. And that's gonna go like that. I don't know if you can see, because I can't even see where it's bolting up at. And this is a good time, maybe you want to get a socket or something. Let me try to get this one, and then I'll move my hand out the way so you can see it. Alright, you can see that?
Yep.
Alright. So let me get the other one in there. Get that started. And these are 12mm bolts. You know what, guys? Let's get our socket and all. Let's get these tightened up because we ain't going to have to worry about that no more. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, I got my 12mm deep 3/8 drive, my 4-inch 3/8 drive extension. And to make this quick, got my cordless ratchet here. So we'll go there. Tighten up those 4 bolts. So we're going to tighten those up in a minute. Because what I want you to do now is now we got a little harness that's sticking up here. This is not supposed to be up here. This harness is actually supposed to be down there to connect to our coolant sensor till it clicks. Then you got the harness up here that goes to your cam sensor. Very important, guys, get that cam sensor connected. Then you got 2 hoses which you're going to put on, and then the clamps. You got one right here, and we're going to do this one right here. So we're going to put the, and actually, guys, you know what, before we forget, because we took remember that bolt we took out at the back of the cylinder head. Get this 12mm bolt that we took off back here. This is the pipe, this coolant pipe that run along down the bottom of this. Let's get this out of the way. It goes right there. Alright. So you know while we right here, guys, let's get that hose on, this one, and then tighten up the 3 bolts. The 2 short ones over here, and this bolt right here. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, it's looking good right here. We got this one going here. That goes over to our mass airflow. Over here, this is our fuel line. It goes into that little clip right there. Push that down. And matter of fact, let's get this connected right now. Over here, it hooks on right to this line. You see the little clip right there. You want to make sure the sides of those clips line up with the sides of this connector right there. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead. Push it down. Well, this thing is like, okay, let's push that down onto there. You want to make sure that's on, guys, because this thing will pour out gas everywhere. Okay, that is on. Now let's back up over here. We have this vacuum hose down here coming from the intake. Let's get that on. Right. Okay, push that on. Get our pliers. Let's bring that clamp forward. Okay, working our way up. You want to start from way in the back where it's hard to get to, and then work your way out. Okay, now we got harness right here. Alright, actually, if you see right this, you see the harness right there. You see a little Christmas tree clip. It goes right there toward the end of the intake. So just go up there, push that in just like that. And then you got your harness right here. One goes to the throttle body. Go up. You got a little clip that hooks in right here. And then one goes over to the solenoid right over here. So we get that connected and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, the next thing we're going to do is we got 1, 2, 3, 4 hoses to hook up. We got this one right here. It's going to go right there. And I can see right now what I got to do is squeeze that clamp in. Squeeze that clamp. Okay. Push that one on. Get this out of the way. Okay. Work our way back. We got this little one right here. That's going to go right there. Squeeze the clamp back. This one right here, coming from the heater core. That one's going to go on right there. Squeeze the clamp back. And then we got our upper radiator hose right there. Alright, let's get all the clamps back. And that will be that. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, perfect. Everything looks good. Now you got this little bracket over here, this little safety thing for the sort of, in case the fuel line comes loose. It goes over here like this. Watch how I'm putting it on, guys. Like this. Goes around. Clip into place. That's all it does. Alright, guys, we are looking... Why this battery not bolted down so here? Alright guys, let's go back over to the side. We'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we're going to do is we've got our alternator bracket right here. So we've got our two 14mm bolts in it and our bolt for the alternator. What we're going to do is go right here and on the cylinder head, you got the two holes right there. Line those up. Get them started by hand first so we don't cross thread them. And then you're going to grab a 14mm deep 3/8 drive with a 4-inch 3/8 drive extension. Going to go tighten those up. Tighten them down to the stops and a little bit more. It's going into aluminum, so you definitely want to over tighten it. Alright, let's get that done.
So you definitely want to over tighten it?
Definitely don't want to get that.
Oh, okay.
Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, so now we're ready to install our alternator. And the alternator is going to be kind of difficult to put in there if you don't bring that sleeve back down. Because this alternator, this part right here, goes over this part right here. So when you tighten up that bolt, it brings that sleeve and goes up against here, which makes it difficult to come out. Then when you get your new alternator, that sleeve is already pushed back and it's easy to go on. So now we're going to take that sleeve and push it back. What we'll do, take your bottom bolt out, get you a 21mm deep socket, 1/2-inch drive, I don't care what you want to do, any kind of socket, as long as it goes over that sleeve, just like that. Alright, then you want to get you a 14mm socket, 3/8 drive. You want to put it right there. Get you a 6-inch 1/4-inch drive extension. Put it through the bolt hole to go right there. Alright, so this part is going to be up against the ground or something. So we're going to go over here. And here I go again using my ratchet as a hammer.
You don't have hammers?
No. So you want to set it like that. You want to set it on something. I want to set it up on that a little bit. Alright. Then you just want to take it and just knock that down flush with the alternator. I've knocked it down a little bit more. But here you go, Savvy. Look at that, Savvy.
Beautiful.
Hi, Beagle. Here. Alright, take your socket back out. And now we can get ready to install it. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's take our little bolt out of here for the top of the alternator. Harley, what are you doing, you mutt? Alright, let's move our cap out the way. Let's try to get our alternator. And this you might want to move that out the way. But you can bend this a little bit to get it out your way. So you can get that alternator down in there. Get it down over that bottom part. Get them down over to that. Get your long bolt. Set that bolt in there. Okay, start it by a couple threads. Okay, swing your alternator up. Put your upper bolt. Put that in there. And now your alternator is in place. Now you want to get your 14mm deep 3/8 drive. Let's go down here to the bottom one. Make sure you don't even need the extension on it. Now when you tighten this one up, guys, you're going to tighten this one up and it's going to feel like it's going to get a lot of tension on it. That's when you hit up against that sleeve. Keep on going because that's when you bring that sleeve in. So that, guys, and that's what it broke that sleeve in. So you're going to go to the stops and then a little bit more. Okay, go up here to the top one. Get that one tight. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is install the belt. Now you're looking at right here. I'm going to show you where the belt tensioner is, and then we're going to show you a diagram of how the belt goes on. And right here, I'm spinning the front of it. That's the belt tensioner. What you want to do is take a 14mm ratchet or wrench, a socket, 14mm socket. No, I'm using a 14mm wrench. I'm hooking it up there. And what I'm doing is also taking me another wrench and interlocking it. You see where I'm at?
Well, I can't see the other one.
Here, let me come out here. Alright guys. This is going up on the tensioner. So to give you enough leverage, you might want to take another wrench and hook it into there. So I'm going to hook it in just like that. Lock it into place. So now I'll be got a nice leverage on it. So let's go back up under here. We get this on. Now, right now, it's kind of, I can move it, but it's kind of like difficult to move it. Hooking that other wrench up to it. Now, it's easy as anything. Alright, so you're going to put it like that, and then put your belt on it. So, let's show them the diagram now. Alright, we'll be right back.
Alright, this is the diagram. Okay, any questions? Well, ask
Don't ask
Timmy.
me.
Don't ask me either.
Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is install our spark plugs. Now we're going to be using iridium NGKs. Now guys, first of all we're going to get you a nice hose. Instead of, don't do that guys. Don't put your plug right there and then let it drop down into the cylinder head. Because if those things, if that gap closes up, you're going to have a misfire. So get you a nice, this is a 6-inch 3/8 drive hose. And you want to hook it up right to it. Well, it should hold. Now guys, what we're going to do is take some anti-seize and we're going to put a little bit on the threads. Now I know NGK, where's our Q-tip? Got to do our 007. My Q-tip right here. Now I know NGK, and a lot of you guys say, well, NGK says don't use no anti-seize on their plugs. Look in the fine print. You will not see that if it does seize up inside the cylinder head, NGK is going to pay me or any other repair shop to pull that head off and re-thread them. That's the one thing. They can say everything they want. Put that in writing. So, without it being...
You want to show us what you're doing, or you just going to keep on babbling?
Yeah, here. Take the 007, put some anti-seize on the Q-tip, and you just want to coat just the bottom threads. Okay, Sivvy?
Thank you.
You ain't got to coat up there, just the bottom thread. Now this right here, guys, this is not a washer. This is actually a gasket right here. So when you when you go to tighten up the spark plug, you're going to get to a point where it's going to stop. That means you're going to hit up against that gasket. Then you just go a little bit more. You're going to squeeze that to make a perfect airtight seal. Now back to what I was saying. What was I saying? NGK says don't use no silicone. Don't use no anti-seize. But they don't tell you that if it doesn't seize, if it seizes up in there, they're going to be responsible. And we've had NGK plugs get very tight inside the cylinder head. So what you want to do is get your hose. Let's go over here, number one. You want to lower it.
But exactly what is it that they say? We don't recommend it?
No, they say don't use it.
Don't use it.
Don't use it.
Okay.
That's bull. So we're going to lower this down. Turn it to a couple threads to make sure it's in. Take the hose off. Then you're going to take your 9/16 socket or a 14mm. Let me see if I can I use the 14? Yeah, I use the 14. I'm using a 12-inch 3/8 drive extension. Bring that down more until it stops. Alright, now let's get our ratchet. Where's our ratchet go? You know, it'd be nice to have things prepared. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and see right now, it's still going and I feel tension. You're squeezing that gasket right now. So you want to go down till it stops and then just a little bit more. That's it. Alright, let's get the rest of these done. Oops. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, next in line is this bracket right here. Man, we are getting in there. Alright, so let's set our bracket over here, Jim. Watch our harness right here. Set it down. And we got our bolts we gotta hold in. 1, 2, 3 back here on the other side of the cover. Start that off. 4. And then number 5. Alright. Now we got a mount that goes right here. Let me make sure how this thing goes. We got this other bracket that goes right here that's not to be put on yet. But what I want to do is I want to set these in. Just want to make sure these bolts, because these bolts go all the way down, just want to make sure they are screwing into place. We're going to take this back out. Just want to make sure they're screwing into place before we tighten those up. Now we're going to grab our 14mm deep.
Why do you have to take it back out? Why couldn't you put it in?
Because the other mount goes up under here. Okay, yeah, buddy. Alright, so let's get these tightened up. We got a 14mm deep 3/8 drive with our cordless impact. And go ahead and tighten those up. Alright, let's tighten them up and we'll be right back. Except, don't tighten up these. Now that we got that tightened up, we can actually take this back up and put it into the party line. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, next is our engine mount. We got the 2 bolts in there. Let's pull those bolts out. This goes down in there. And it's got to go up under this power steering hose too. We should have did that just a minute ago. Because I think we had a hard time getting this thing in there before. With this thing in there out of the way. I don't know what the heck we did. How we got that thing. I'm taking it out. Well, actually, I can't take this out because I've got no power steering fluid in it.
Shouldn't go in.
How are we going to do that and get this big part in there then? See? If I do this, then how am I going to get that in there? Now she say, oh.
Trying to help you out.
Son of a Gasket.
Well, how did you get it out?
It was a little trick we did. We turned it some kind of way.
We?
You was here with me?
That don't mean I was involved.
Alright, hold on.
Good. There you go. Merry Christmas. It's not in the right spot.
Give me a moment to move it around.
Alright.
Alright, got one bolt started over there. Get the other one started over here. Alright, then we got the one starting right there. Now, what size is those bolts? What size are those bolts?
17.
That's what happens when you don't listen to Sophie.
What size did you just try?
15. Heck. Can you blame me?
Yes.
Let me see. Oh, actually it's a 16.
Oh.
Yes, yeah, buddy.
So we were both wrong.
Alright, so 16mm deep, 3/8 drive, get my cordless impact. And we're going to tighten them up. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we can do is we got our torque strut mount. As you can see, this one's all messed up. We got us a new one. Oops.
Are you throwing stuff around?
What the heck? Wait a minute. Yeah. All right. So let's get this set
Don't try
down.
to act like I got you the wrong one.
You did. Let's pick this bolt up. Stick that into there. Start that off. And we got our bolt that goes all the way through. Maybe I should have. There we go. Now, what you're going to do now is you can see the hole's right there, but it's off. So what you're going to have to do is, remember your engine is up on the jack, so you can actually tilt the engine back and forth. So you want to tilt it, get that in there, start it off by hand by a couple threads. Alright, we're going to leave it like that. We're not going to tighten. Now we can what you can do is bring the bolts down, but don't tighten them up just yet. We want to get this bracket into place because this thing does move back and forth. We want to make sure it's right. So let's get these bolts brought in, but not tightened. I think those are 17 millimeters. Let's see. No.
That looks like 18 to me.
Alright, got my cordless impact. I'm just going to this one, move the power steering out the way, and bring. So let's bring them in, but not tight, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next is now we get to put this bracket on. So we got our bolts. These bolts are the same. Let's line these up. Bring this down. Start these off by hand, just a few threads. Okay, and it's lined up over here, ready to drop down. We're not going to bring that down yet. What we're going to do is tighten up these bolts right here. 16 millimeters at will. Yes, so 16 millimeters. We're going to go ahead. Tighten these up. Now, before we can put the nut on this just a little bit, but we're not going to tighten it up. Now what we're going to do is now lower our engine all the way. Now we can go ahead and tighten up this nut. Let me see what size that is. Nope. Man. Boy, it's all different sizes.
This is 17.
You sure it's heavy?
Yep.
Let's see if it's right.
17 and a half. What the heck?
Maybe 18.
18? But it looked like it was just slight. It looked like 18 would be too
18
big.
millimeters. So we're going to tighten up these, tighten up this one, and then we tighten up these bolts right here. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we can do is take our power steering pump reservoir and we're going to hook it onto this bracket. Okay, then we're going to walk our way over and our expansion tank. We got a 10 millimeter bolt right here that we put in. So let's take that bolt out. And then you have this bracket down here. That bracket slides right here onto the tank. So you're going to bring that down. Slide it onto that bracket. Push down. Take your 10 millimeter bolt. Put that in there. The hose coming from your expansion tank, hook it right onto the radiator neck right here. Okay, now let's get this bolt tightened up and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're going to start right here now. We got our little ground wire right here, and it's got this little bracket. So remember this bolt we put there, is 10mm bolt. Take that out. Take the bracket. The bracket's going to go just like that. Put that bolt in there. Start it off by a couple threads. Then we're going to move over to here. The ground wire goes right to this bolt right here. Oops. These ground wires are so important, guys. Get that one started. Okay, now we're going to take our 10mm deep 1/4 inch drive with our 1/4 inch drive ratchet. We're going to go and tighten up this bolt, and you tighten it up till it stops, and then a little bit more. Let's get this one done. Stops, and then a little bit more, and then tighten up the ground strap. Alright, let's get that done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we got this harness right here with these 2 wires. First you got the little clip that went right into that hole right there. Push that in. Then you're going to start following down to here. You're going to have the clip right here. Clips right into there. Then you're going to go continue down. Then you're going to have a connector, and it's going to go right to the AC compressor.
Okay, wait a minute here. Got no good view.
Oh, you want to go this side?
No, wait a minute. I think I did it from this side before. Okay.
Right there?
Yeah, I got it. Wait a minute. Let me see what you do. Come on. Okay, we got it.
Okay, so let's connect that. And that is done. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's finish connecting up the alternator. First of all, we got a little plug here. So let's push that plug on down to the alternator. Then, we got this rubber boot right here. Push that rubber boot. Take off our 12mm nut. And this wire hooks right onto it. Now this wire got little prongs right there. So just make sure when you put it down, it sets into 2 of those grooves. Don't get the rubber boot stuck in there like I just did. Alright, get that on. Bring it down. Get a 12mm deep, 1/4 inch drive, 1/4 inch drive ratchet. And you want Emmett! You want to tighten it down till it stops. And then just a little bit more. And then put the boot back up there. Alright? Right back. Alright guys, now we're working our way back. We got 2 ground wires. There's our bolts right there. But we also, this harness has a little Christmas tree clip on it. And it goes right into that hole right there. So, okay, push that down into place. Let's take our 2 bolts off. Put our wires, ground straps into there. Guys, also pay attention to this. You notice how this part sticks up right here and right here? You want to make sure your ground wire is on that side. The reason why they did that, so when I tighten up this wire, a lot of times, if that's not there, this wire will keep on spinning and it might break. So they got that there to stop it from turning. So let's get a 10mm deep, 1/4 inch drive, and let's tighten up one together. Bring it down till it stops, and then a little bit more. Alright, let's get this one done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we're going to do, we got little clips right here that's holding on our harness. Let's back that up, and that goes into the valve cover right there. Then further back, we have another one. Let's turn that over and get that into there. Now, we got our 4 10mm bolts right here that's holding in our coils. You're going to take our bolts out. grab a coil. Now we numbered our coils. This one's number 2, so that's not the one I want. This one's number 4. Take your coil, push it down. When it gets right about there, plug it up, push it down, take your 10mm bolt, start it off by a couple threads, just like that, and move on to the next one. Then we're going to tighten them up. And then when you tighten them up, you're going to take your 10mm deep, 1/4 inch drive. And there's not a lot of pressure on this at all. So just go till it stops and a little bit more. That's it. Alright, let's get the rest of them done. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, here we are. The last part to get it started. The air cleaner. Now take a notice guys, on the bottom of this air cleaner, you're going to have 2 posts. One right here. And then one right here. So let me put this to the side. And down here, those posts set into right there. And then over here is the other one. Now first of all, we're going to do, we already took my 10mm bolt out from before. That was right here. So took that out. Here's our harness going to our mass airflow. Let's get this out of the way. You might see it's kind of wet because we power washed to clean it up. So it was good getting to it before I put the stuff in. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, lower it down, hook up this. Now if this boot is ripped, replace it, because if it's ripped, it will cause this thing to run bad. So we're going to lower it down, hook it up, get it lined up with those posts, and once it's lined up with the post, we're going to push it right down into place. What the heck did I do with the bolt? Oh. Take the bolt. If you can see it down there. No, I ain't talking about you see it. If I see it. Man. Alright. Then I got a 6-inch 3/8 drive extension with a deep 10mm socket. So I'm going to use that to help me start that in. And once I start it, use my cordless impact. Tighten that down. Take your harness to your mass airflow. Let's bring it around this hose. One part clips into there. The other one clips right here. And then we go ahead and plug that up. Last but not least, put our hose down. Get our pliers and bring that clamp down. Okay. And now we are
You don't
done.
have to tighten the clamp.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It's good till I get to the other side before you dump it.
I don't know what you're going to do next.
Alright guys, take your flat screwdriver and tighten up this clamp. Then you want to do, guys, make sure you want to do an oil change. So we drained the oil. We're going to put our new oil filter in. And then we're going to start filling the antifreeze up together. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got oil change done. Oil is in it. Got a little fill bucket here for the antifreeze. And now for the antifreeze. Once we pour it in here, come out through the bottom, or come out through the side of the head, or come out through the oil dipstick. I better stop messing around like this. Alright, now what I'm going to do, pour it in, and then I'm going to stop right about there. Let it start draining down, and while looking for leaks. And we're going to fill this, keep on filling it up until it gets to this point right here. And then, guys, we're going to try to start it. Well, Civi's going to try to start it.
No, I'm good.
Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, we got it filled up to here. Guys, we are so close. We are ready to start this. The next thing we're going to do is go over here. If Civi move out my way, don't push me. Let's get the negative. What you going to pinch me for? Get the negative terminal. Hook it up. Let's get our 10mm. See, that's what you get for eating wood. Sylvia's dog doing that mess. Alright. 10mm. Let's get this tightened up. guys, we are ready. I don't know how this thing... I think it's going to smoke like crazy at first. Well, we know the car runs because we did get it running, right?
Yep.
Just had a serious...
It shoots.
Yeah. Alright guys, let's get the keys and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the key. Now of course I'm going to have to put the key in the on position for off and on to get the fuel. Ooh, it lit up in here. Let's just set this right here. Dang it. Oh, hold on, let me cut the key on. Okay. Shut it off. Cut it on again. I heard the fuel pump. You heard that, Simi?
No.
Excuse me.
I'm hearing noises up here.
Alright, again.
Yeah,
Alright,
that
guys.
time I heard it.
Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Step on the brake. Let me get ready to jump out of here and take off just in case.
Wait a minute then.
Alright, here we go, guys. First started it, there was an idling issue with this. So I'm gonna see if it goes down now because it does have antifreeze. It does look like it's going down a little bit. It does look like it's going down. But that's running really good. That's running really, really good. That smoke came out of everywhere. If you look at the back, guys, all that's going to clear up. We ain't worried about that. So we're going to let it run for a few minutes. Hopefully this idle goes down more. If not, we're going to have to see what's going on. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we had it running for about 45 minutes. Guys, look at that, man. That thing runs great. I am definitely digging this job. And let's take a walk to the back and check out smoking. Because it was smoking for a little while. Don't be pushing me. Yeah, boy, man, this thing is definitely clearing up. Look at that. That is great. You happy with it, Simi?
Yep.
Because this is your new car.
Nope.
Alright, guys, check it out.